Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That's the way of the week of football. We get on the skip it get on the games. Well, but didn't expect that. The Pittsburgh Steelers are the embodiment of a Greek tragedy. I've never seen anything so tragic that happens to a team that does the exact same thing each year and has the same outcome in the playoffs. It's either start bad, finish strong, losing the wild card, or it's start strong, finish bad, losing the wild card. It's inevitable, like most things. Much like the Kansas City Chiefs, looking at the best they have all year, and it's in Christmas, of course. If I had a nickel, every time I hope for the Chiefs to win a game in the last 3 years, I'd have two. One for the Christmas game, and the second one against the Titans back in 2022. Don't ask. Hey, this is kind of how I expected the game to go, minus Derrick Henry safety. Not saying the Ravens are the best team in the league by any means, but I've seen the way the Texans play this year, and I've seen the way the Ravens play this year. It was a blow in my eyes. And I'm gonna sound like a horse's ass here, but my goodness, one of the worst PI calls this year by far. 4th and 4, overthrown ball, barely has his hands on the receiver, flag thrown. The ref's getting still called a PI. Bullshit! Get better eyes, zebras. Anyways, the Texans are looking like a drunk uncle stumbling their way into the playoffs this year, as the injuries have taken a toll on this team, and it's not looking too good. While the Ravens have retaken the AFC North from the Steelers. Let's review this game. As I've said a million times, and millions! I hate reviewing the Bears games, because their talent is so strong, and yet they falter and lose in dramatic fashion. And Caleb Williams is a rookie, and he's learning a lot, but he does not need to be Patrick Mahomes every single play. Just check it down for once in a while, man. And hell, you have Allen, Moore, and Odunze. You're telling me they're all simultaneously covered every down? My ass. And Seattle, you guys did no favors. This team doesn't deserve a playoff spot. If they somehow do get in the playoffs, they're gonna get clapped by the Packers, let's be real. But let's see how the game ends, okay? It's 6-3 Bears on the Seattle 40. Let's see what happens. Deep incomplete pass. Another incomplete pass. And another deep incomplete pass. For God's sakes, you guys need 5 yards! Just check it down or try a 57-yard field goal! Oh, of course they're going for it, and
bruh.
I have no words. I don't know how to respond to that. Fine God. Chicago, fine God. It can be hard sometimes being a fan of a bad team. Lose all the time, team can look like a bunch of goobers, with them getting blown out and having funny turnovers. But I've had an epiphany this season with the Patriots. The Patriots fans deserve this. Think about it. The Panthers, Lions, or heck even the Bills fans who never won anything in their entire history and have been dealing with this for decades. Patriots, you deserve a half century of nothing. And what about the young kids who just started watching the Patriots from 2020 on, and they didn't witness the greatness of the Pats winning their Super Bowls? Well, guess what, buddy? They're about to suffer the sins of their father. Drake May looks good though. Take a seat, grab a nice drink, and relax. And I'll tell you about the great game that went down on December 28th, 2024. Denver versus Cincinnati. It means a lot to both teams to win. And for about 3 quarters, it was an average game. But once that 4th quarter started, we got a classic. We started off with Joe Burrow hooking up his guy T. Higgins for a touchdown. But the rookie Bo Nix threw an absolute bomb to Marvin Mims to tie the game. The Bengals go down and take back the lead, but T. Higgins fumbles the ball, giving the Broncos the ball back. But Bo Nix decides that he doesn't want the ball anymore and gives it right back to the Bengals. The Bengals methodically drive down the field, and they can kill the clock to 10 seconds and kick a field goal, but Chase Brown got hurt and they need to call a timeout. Might as well go for the touchdown now. It's not like the Broncos are going to go on the field and get a touchdown now, right?
12 seconds later.
Holy shit! They actually got a touchdown! Let's go to OT! After 2 stalled drives by each team, the Bengals get down and drive and go down the field. All they need to do is kick a field goal and... Cade! Run as any way you can! You're not safe! Go, Cade! Run! Oh wait, the Broncos didn't do jack shit and punted. The Bengals had 3 minutes left. A tie means they're out and the Broncos win. They need to win. And Joe Burrow bombs it to T. Higgins, but no field goal is guaranteed, especially with Cade York's ass. So Joe Burrow said, fuck it, I'll do it myself. Boom! Burrow to Higgins, touchdown. Broncos lose. The Bengals survive another week. This game may have big implications on the NFC West winner if like 5 teams win on Sunday. But whatever, let's recap the game anyways. The Cardinals have been more disappointing than a father finding out their son plays league. But the Rams have been a wonky team as of late. Like, McVay, I think you're a good coach, but please make sense with your play calling sometimes. We'll get 5 runs in a row that don't work, and then we'll get 5 throws in a row that don't work, and usually you'll do it multiple times a game. I like you, but please stop doing this. It's very frustrating to watch. Whatever, I yap too much. Anyways, the Cardinals have driven down to the 6-yard line, are about to win it. Ooh, is that a pick? I guess by the NFL definition, it is. But in my opinion, if that ball touches the ground in any sort of way, it's incomplete. I don't care if it didn't aid the catch at all. If it touched the ground, it's incomplete. Just my opinion. I know it's not the rules, but that's just me. Anyways, the Rams, I think, have clinched the division. I'm going to put it up here. Have they clinched the division? Congrats! By golly, I love me a hoedown between the Cowboys and the Eagles. And we always get a good one, right? No, we don't. Kenny Pickett started the Eagles, and he actually played pretty good, but after an injury, the backup Tanner McKee came in and took over and looked pretty good as well, making Jalen Hurts not look as good as we think he is. Keep doing those tush pushes, Jalen. They're keeping you strong. Yeah, Dallas sucks. They suck. Jerry saw they won 3 games without Dak and decided McCarthy is a good coach and they're going to keep him. So, get your head up, Jerry, you old senile Cut him. Get rid of him. I don't know at this point. Force him back into the woods for a retreat. Aaron Rodgers needs to retire at this point. It's the end of an era for QBs of his time. We saw Brady go at the playoffs with a decent year, and Breeze go at the playoffs, and Rivers and Luck go at the playoffs. Rodgers is just hard to have sympathy for. It's a damn shame. He's one of the best quarterbacks ever, but he needs to go. I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. And Josh Allen had another great game, but will it be enough to win the MVP against Lamar Jackson? We shall see, Josh. Oh, we shall see. Derek Carr, why couldn't you play today? You could have made history. NFL history! Raiders, you guys are scaring me. You guys have won back-to-back games. You're not going to get a top QB in the draft now, guys. Stop! What are you doing? Stop it now! Well, Carolina got dicked down in Tampa. Bryce Young has done enough this year to get another shot next year, so good for him. And the Buccaneers had a field day, piling up the stats and grinding a win against the sorrowful Panthers. And also, one more thing. Just going to leave this here to digest. More tank. More games. I could have sworn these two teams played each other last week. Whatever. I'll be honest, as I'm recording this, I can't even remember who won this game. Give me a sec. The Jags won, meaning that they really lost in the grand scheme of things. So technically, at the end of the day, the Titans and Jags both won and lost. If you really think about it in a very theoretical way, if you feel me, you guys feel me, you know what I mean? Like, theoretical way, because you get it. I'm at a loss for words. I need to digest this. First, Indianapolis, what the heck was that? 45 points against the Giants? Sorry, I'll say that again. The Giants? Are you freaking kidding me? This game might have gotten Shane Steichen fired, and it might be rightfully so. Complete disaster. And the Giants, what the heck was that? 45 points against the Colts? What are you doing? Costing a generational quarterback? I give up. Do what you want. New York, it's not like I care, because I really don't. But, Daniel Jones, whatever happened there? I'm asking again for once and for all, why are the Browns benching Jameis Winston for DTR? I know DTR's a young guy, but I don't think he's very good. Jameis Winston gets you the touchdowns and the turnovers. DTR just gets you turnovers. So put in Jameis Winston. At least Browns fans, I mean, I don't really care for the Cleveland Browns, but at least their fans will have some fun watching games when Jameis is playing. It's fun for NFL fans to watch him. God, coaching pisses me off these days. And the Dolphins are still in a playoff spot, but let's be real, everybody. Who the cares? If Tua is not going to play, and if he does play, let's just see the Broncos make it or Bengals make it. Because the Broncos make it, it's like, oh, they've made it a while, and the Bengals make it, it's like, oh my god, they're so bad, but their offense is so good. Joe Burrow, whatever. But the Dolphins is like, it just does nothing. It's just boring. Dolphins fans, you know deep down that you guys making it is the least entertaining team to make it out of the 3 right now. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Golly, man. I want the Green Bay Packers. I want them so bad to beat the allegations. Because this year they've been like Miami and Dallas last year, man. They get a great record, but they can't beat teams with a winning record. I think the only team they beat with a winning record was the Rams. When the Rams were like 2-4 or some shit like that. Like, come on, you faced the Vikings twice, you faced the Lions twice, and you lost both times. You had to go in garbage time. Oh, God. Sam Darnold played amazing again. This is brutal. The Packers were a team I thought could sneak to the Super Bowl, but after this game, I don't think they could. I genuinely don't think they could. Could they win a game? Maybe, but fuck me. Sorry, I like Jordan Love a lot, but it is what it is. My predictions at the beginning of the year are faltering so fast. Dun, 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 dun. We got a Sunday night game that matters. We got the 2 rookie quarterbacks going at it. Michael Penix Jr. versus Jaden Daniels. And the game was actually pretty fun. We saw the 2 young quarterbacks go at it, and Michael Penix by far didn't play a perfect game, but showed his potential by throwing some absolute lasers on the field. Then Jaden Daniels, my goodness, this guy loves to put on entertaining games. And if I'm a Washington fan, I'm happy. For 1, you got a good quarterback. For 2, he's fun to watch. So good for you guys. The 4th quarter of this game was awesome. We saw the Washington Commanders come back from 10, taking the lead and taking a 7-point lead. And then we saw the young quarterback Michael Penix drive down the field to throw an absolute laser to Kyle Pitts to tie the game. Then we saw Washington go 3 and out, and then we saw them punt, and this is where the issues become. Because Atlanta drove the field, and they didn't use a timeout until like 10 seconds left, and then they ended up kicking a field goal, and look at that, he kicked it out, and he's short. Great, awesome. This has been beaten to the ground by now, but Maria Morris, you have timeouts, use them, please, you had 2. It's not like he had 1. It's not as bad as Matt Eberflus, trust me, but it's still pretty bad. And then in overtime, the Washington Commanders take a long methodical drive for a touchdown, beating the Atlanta Falcons Falcons, giving back the power to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and this win puts the Washington Commanders in the playoffs for the first time since 2020, when they were the football team. And this win also means, as I'm reading this, the Los Angeles Rams have clinched the NFC West. So we got another meaningless game in Week 18. Hooray! Did those Lions get their revenge against the Niners? Sorta. Well, actually, yes, they did. But not in the Dan Campbell way, as in winning by 40 points and throwing 5 passes to the O-lineman. Sorry, Dallas. But in all seriousness, the Lions' defense is so banged up that the banged-up Niners could still put up a good amount of points on them. Not a good sign going into the playoffs. They're going to have to keep outscoring their opponents, which they can do, but that defensive help is always needed. So, we'll see moving on. And the Niners, good job. And that is the week, ladies and gents. We have 1 week left until the playoffs. I'm nervous and excited, but that's all from me. Enjoy the rest of your day, and have a good new year. And remember to take a shower because you smell, Jim. Bye.